What is an appropriate response to the genocide that we are witnessing happening in Palestine? You can feel the collective trauma building, definitely. I'm noticing it in myself, in individuals around me, but certainly collectively. It's pushing up, our utter disdain and disgust and upset and trauma and all the appropriate emotions that come with this. It's coming up to the surface, and I'm questioning this at the moment, like what can be done. We shared recently a little reel of Dr. Gabor Mate talking about moral injury, the injury that occurs when we witness something out of integrity and we are helpless to change it, which is pretty much all of our experiences watching in real time genocide occur to our human family. And what we're exploring this week in the Mana community, in the Munai Learning to Love training, is many things, but grief and the suppression of it, and how as a collective, as a society, modern Western society, we're very immature around grief, and we don't have a great relationship with it, through no blame or judgment, but we have a lot of maturing to do when it comes to the feeling of, the acknowledgement of, and the expression of grief. And in our cohort, myself and Ita included, leading the course, we are unsuppressing our grief. And I know that this is one of the most powerful things we can do at this time to assist planetary change, and to even assist where we would otherwise feel helpless. What is occurring in Palestine is to feel it. When we feel deeply, it's not an individual experience, although it may feel like that. Essentially, when we feel the truth of what is there for us, you could call that authenticity. Bravery, certainly, but being authentic to what our heart is feeling actually kind of clears the field. It creates space, for the power of love to come in, and we can actually afford that to our brothers and sisters all around the world where atrocities are occurring, not just in Gaza, but all around the world, is for us all to slow down and look at where we've become numb, and look at where we have resistance to looking at or feeling what's going on, like really feeling it, like feeling the plight of those people and what they are going through, and actually grieving with empathy with them. I personally can absolutely see that when I tune into the occurrences in Palestine at the moment, I can immediately feel a barrier. Like the minute I go to feel or think about it, boom, there it is. There's a level of resistance, there's a level of shock, utter disbelief. Yes, we could call it resistance. And for each of us, it's different. It can be an apathy, which really means I cannot take any more. It can be, for myself, it's a spiritual shock. Do you know that a lot of us have gone into and are in around how could this possibly be occurring on our planet? This week in the Munai course, I just shared with the students a little clip of my late teacher Liz sharing about grief, and I had asked her at that time, it was a recording from a few years ago, like, where do you think we're at as a collective with grief, Liz? And she just said, we are all walking around completely full of it, whether we realise it or not. Like, we are deeply sensitive, sensory creatures who can feel a bomb going off on the other side of the world instantly through our energy field. Whether we're conscious of that or not, we're sensory creatures, and we are very much picking up, everything that's happening. And she sees, and I concur, that, the predatory forces on our planet and their intention when we allow ourselves to tune into and fully see and be with that intention, it is so shocking to us. It is so against our nature as a species, you know, what is happening and what is occurring. And I do sense that we are in shock. You know, I can feel it myself, like it's a level of how can this be happening? And my encouragement to people out there, you know, those of us that feel like so fucking helpless, but there is something we can do right here and now, and that is to deepen our hearts and open to grief and let ourselves feel it and let it pour up, out and through. Because this sort of reinstates truth, so to speak. Like we're not sort of being truly truthful with self or species while we are in shock and suppressing what is occurring. And it does take courage. You know, a lot of people don't want to feel these things. But that is why we're in a state of immaturity as a species. And beautiful Dr. Zach Bush, I know, has been talking about this recently, about far out, the way we're going to get our species and planet back and restore harmony is through feeling grief. And I totally concur with that. Like, I can feel it. I can see that that is actually the way through. And so loves, yeah, I just want to send out some love and encouragement from the Mana Kitchen, so to speak. You know, we are, as a group, you know, 35 of us at this week, like really bending and stretching our edges with grief, like really being willing to feel it a lot more than we ever have. And it's so desperately beautiful. It's really, really beautiful. And I know it, in a sense, restabilizes, I guess, like the ecosystem, the psycho-spiritual ecosystems. You know, we're not just 3D, we know that. We're all connected, not just to each other, but to all the other beings on the planet, the more than human world. And, you know, while we're suppressing so much upset, you know, about what's even occurring, our ley lines to everything are compromised, because there's not truth in the space. And so, loves, let us be devastated. Let us fall into each other's arms and weep and weep and weep that this is happening, and we're like watching it. Like, it's just the sickest, wickedest thing. And our rage, our grief is sacred, and it is needed. It is needed for us to be vulnerable. Fight, yes, but can we just drop down even deeper? You know, I just wanted to share that. You know, I do feel it's how we can serve. Do you know, like, we are very, very powerful metaphysically human beings. And the depth and breadth of our heart, even into the grief, is powerful. All right, love, so allow your grief to flow at this time. Create grief circles, even if it's 2 or 3 of you, you know, to come together and to express how you feel. Even if it's you feel numb and scared and helpless, express it. Do you know, let yourself express it. Let yourself be heard, and let us cry together, you know, for where things are at. Yeah. All right, let's keep going, keep loving, keep being as authentic as we can with our heart experience, you know, knowing that the freedom of one heart does ripple out, okay? And I do believe it is the reclamation of the individual and then community and collective heart that will lead us home. You know, coming out of mind, thinking, analysis, separation, judgment, shame, blame, into the heart field and being honest with what's there, which is heavy at this time, and rightly so. That is appropriate. It's appropriate to be devastated. Much love. Please share this if you think that someone would benefit from hearing from it.